Whoa! What's this? So, this, my friends, is the BenQ RL2455 gaming monitor that my son has been very kindly allowed me to borrow to do some tests. And in this video, I just want to sort of have a quick discussion about what's it like to use a gaming monitor, 24-inch gaming monitor, instead of a 32-inch TV with PlayStation 4, Xbox One S, and Xbox Series S. So I've been playing those three consoles with this monitor rather than the 32-inch 1080p 60 frames a second TV. So this monitor is a 1080p 60 frames a second 1 hertz refresh rate. So it's quite a hotty monitor, but it's just he says in inverted commas 60 frames a second. And obviously one of the big differences is how close you sit to the monitor. And the big difference is the amount of detail you can see and the amount of movement you can see very, very quickly. The first console I tested it on was with the Xbox Series S, next gen console. The Xbox Series S is brilliant at kicking out 1080p, 60 frames a second. And the really good thing about the Series S is that it is capable of playing older games as well at 1080p 60 frames a second. It can go up to 1440p as well, and then upscale to 4K. And what that means is when you're playing games like Call of Duty, like we have here, is you're getting full 1080p. When you're actually playing on a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One S or an OG, the game has to scale down the resolution in order to maintain the 60 frames a second. But with the Xbox One S, it doesn't have to do that. And it sings on this monitor. Honestly, I thought it looked great on the 32-inch TV, 60 frames a second. I thought it looked amazing. On this monitor, it looks unbelievable. I swear, I could see people move before they started moving because the resolution was so crisp and banging on that 60 frames a second. Now you do, funnily enough, get a little bit of ghosting. I kind of looked up, and this is just something that seems to happen sometimes on gaming monitors, where when you're spinning around so fast in the game, if you've got a high contrast subject, say the edge of a building against the sky, you get a little bit of ghosting, but you ignore that fairly quickly because it's only a little bit, and you're just blown away with how crisp and smooth and clear the image it was. When I was going to borrow this monitor, because it was a 60 frames a second one, I was thinking, oh, it's only 60 frames a second. My television is 60 frames a second. It's not going to make that much difference. I'd rather have a go with a 144 hertz one. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. So if you're on the lookout for a monitor, and your budget is for a 60 hertz one, you can't really go wrong. Now, this particular BenQ monitor is discontinued now. They don't make it anymore. It's it's a good few years old, but it gave me a very, very good experience. So the best experience I had was definitely with Call of Duty, because Call of Duty 60 frames a second, Twitch shooter, you're spinning around and all sorts of stuff. Looked brilliant, looked fantastic. The colours looked better than the TV. Contrast was better. Everything was better. I loved it. It was absolutely fantastic. Now, when it comes to the other consoles, the PlayStation 4 playing Call of Duty looked better. It absolutely, looked better. And but there wasn't quite so much of an obvious difference because you could tell that the game was scaling down the resolution quite a lot of the time in order to maintain the 60 frames a second. So you didn't have the crispness. So if anything, the monitor was showing up the shortcomings of the other consoles, including the PlayStation 4. Now, with the Xbox One S there, I didn't have Black Ops Cold War installed, so I played Advanced Warfare, funnily enough, and ran around with that. And it was a similar sort of thing. It was lovely and crisp, looked good, but you could tell where the game was decreasing the resolutions to keep the frame rates up. So in conclusion then, what's it like to use a 60 frames per second, 24-inch, 1080p gaming monitor instead of a 1080p 60 frames per second telly The biggest difference, and the thing that blew me away, was with the Xbox Series S there. And it was better, I won't lie, it was better with the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. But on the next gen console, woo, it is something else. Yeah, I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I felt I was, killing people before they knew what was happening. Anyway, what do you think? Do you have any recommendations for monitors and like? If you have, stick them in the comment section below the video. If you found this video useful, hit like. If you want to see more of the same, press subscribe. And I will, of course, see you again soon.